Next up, I'd like to introduce Bob Salter. Bob is going to present some information about the current mine proposal. Bob is the Mineral Resources Director for High Country Citizens Alliance, and he's recently joined the organization after a 30-year career working with state and federal agencies to control the impacts of mining. Bob?
Thank you, and thanks for turning out tonight to support the Red Lady and your community forum here tonight. The first thing we're going to do in my presentation is take a virtual flight over the Gunison Valley, starting here, I hope, over Gunnison. Here we go. Right there is the mouth of Ohio Creek coming down to its confluence with the Gunnison. And Ohio Creek is one area that could clearly be adversely affected by this proposal. We'll head on up the valley over Almont, and with a confluence with Taylor River and East River, creating the Gunnison River there. And moving rapidly up over Round Mountain and the Roaring Judy Fish Hatchery. Make a little turn here to the northwest. You can see Crested Butte Mountain and begin to see the Red Lady there in the distance as we come over Crested Butte. And I think in just a moment we're going to head on up Coal Creek. I'm certain that we will. Here we go. All right, we're heading up Coal Creek, west of town. Going to drop a little elevation here and eventually come in over the historic Keystone Mine reclamation area and the site of the present water treatment plant for acid drainage out of that old mine. Backing up a little here, we're going to progress a little further west towards the wilderness there. I'm glad I'm not in this plane right now, I think. We're hovering. It's obviously a UFO or something here. I don't know. Let's go. No, I suppose I should have more to say about this, and it is important. We're now coming over the area where some of the present developments are proposed, and we're swinging over the area where the proposed tailings line would go. Taking a look here at the country that would be devastated by this proposal. And in just a moment, we're going to move back over Crested Butte, where we are tonight. All right, Crested Butte owes a great deal to the first prospectors and miners who made their way up the valley and established the town. The location, look, and character of Crested Butte was largely shaped by mining. That economic base, though, was temporal, and the silver crash of 1893 and the hard times that followed ended most of those initial efforts to establish hard rock mines in this area. The Keystone and the Standard Mine, though, did operate sporadically through the 1960s for lead, zinc, silver, and copper, and we are still dealing with that legacy affecting our water supply today. And of course, coal remained a part of the local economy for many years. The Keystone Mine encountered a new metallic ore late in its life that spawned the current controversy we're here to talk about tonight. In the late 1970s, AMAX Molybdenum Incorporated spent a reported $150 million delineating a high-quality molybdenum ore body and preparing a mine plan that, if put into operation, would have threatened to end the emerging sustainable economy. The new residents of Crested Butte rallied to fight that proposal 30 years ago, and among other things, they established the High Country Citizens Alliance. How many veterans of that fight are here tonight? All right. Yes. Fortunately, market factors ended that threat to our community and sustainable economy back then. But now, unfortunately, that old malevolent ghost has returned to haunt us again. 30 years ago, I believe, AMAX may have been a little more honest about the extent and duration of their mining proposal. The present mine proponents tell us they only want the highest grade of moly in the ore body, and thus they will only disturb about 346 surface acres and will only operate for 10 and a half years. However, both company CEOs have admitted that under favorable economic conditions, they would certainly expand their operation incrementally for 30 to 50 years or more. The full build out of the mine and ancillary facilities would probably affect an area much closer to the old AMAX estimate of over 2,300 acres. Another dangerous potential from incrementally exploiting the entire ore body over time is the formation of a glory hole in Red Lady Basin. These features form when ore removal through stopes reaches so close to the surface that the ground collapses, leaving a gaping hole where water and anything else can enter the collapsed mine workings. The old AMAX proposal predicted a glory hole would form. This picture shows what such a feature might look like when it first reaches the surface. If the present consumptive forces viewing our mountains as a commodity didn't intend to expand beyond the 346 acres in this proposal, why do they need 5,400 acres of patented and unpatented claims? It just doesn't add up. There is no good place to put a tailings facility. Mill tailings are the extremely fine-grained waste product of the ore milling process. Basically, tailings and mine waste rock are the trash the consumptive interests want to leave behind after they haul away the money made from destroying our land and water and way of life. In this case, the companies want to build a permanent trash dump for their tailings in the headwaters of Carbon and Ohio creeks. What is currently a healthy forest area supporting a wide range of native biodiversity and a major elk migration corridor would be totally sacrificed to a narrow short-term interest forever. If these tailings facilities fail, as they often do, the saturated fine-grained material dumped into them would be transported miles down the watershed, and effective cleanup would be virtually impossible. In addition to the tailings sacrifice area, the companies want to construct a nearby processed water reservoir behind a 250-foot-high dam that would destroy even more public land, as well as diverting surface stream flows to fill it. The companies have proposed 3 alternative transportation routes for mine supply and concentrate shipping. The only existing route that could currently be used for these purposes would turn White Rock Avenue and Crested Butte into an industrial corridor. All other proposed routes would require significant upgrades to support industrial traffic. These required upgrades would destroy the present high-quality scenic and recreational values in these areas and would subject other communities along the route to the kind of impacts we want to avoid. Here is an illustration of the current proposal as we understand it. I want to show you where the portal entry would be, and I believe it's right about there. They would drive this mine feature in for over a mile to get underneath the ore body and bring down the ore in open stopes and then crush it inside the mine at first to where they could handle it, bring it back out to this mill area here, crush it further in the presence of water, and then haul it off to a processing facility far away, all of which would take a significant amount of water. And the bottom line is, of course, that we cannot allow this mine to develop in this location now or ever. We must and we will stop this mine here and now and prevent any other generation from ever having to deal with this problem again. Remember, this is a long-term struggle with many component parts. We need your help and energy now and 5 years from now. Thank you.